What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cool Fish. Today I'm gonna take you on a tour in the countryside people community in Beijing, and let's talk about why Chinese people shit everywhere. Let's get it. I've talked about why we have no shame of casually shitting in the middle of the street in the last video. It's not an custom to find proper location to defecate when having emergency for country people. Again, in 1993, there was 78% of our population were living in the countryside, where they don't have designated defecating area. That explains why most Chinese people don't have the custom to find a public restroom before they defecate. But what about there's a sign straight up telling you the restroom is right there? Would it be nice to have some privacy? You got a choice now. What makes you choose over social decency? So here comes my second point. Most Chinese people are just uneducated, uncultured, ignorant piece of shit. They can't read the fucking sign. In 1949, when the country was established, over 80% of our population were illiteracy. From 1958 to 1962 was the Great Leap. Everybody was too busy fucking around for the broken dream of communism. From 1966 to 1976 was the Cultural Revolution. Nobody was learning shit. Until 1986, we finally executed 9 years of compulsory education. So it's safe to say the millennials is the first generation in China can read and have some basic sense, universally. So that explains why you see pictures of kids pissing right under the sign. Because their parents or their grandparents or anybody who was babysitting, motherfuckers just can't read. Even if the sign is graphic, they won't pay attention because they don't have the custom of reading signs in their countryside. They just treat a sign like a ignorable random object in the first place. They assume they don't understand what it means anyway, so why bother paying attention? Not to mention they travel to another country, considering they can't even read in their mother language. For ignorance like that, they're too overwhelmed by the surroundings to care about a sign. At this point, let me do you a favor. You wonder how those low-ass people get a chance to travel around the world, but it's kinda rude to ask such questions. Don't worry, I got you. 1978 was the year we implemented 改革开放 policy, which means reform and opening, which give people more freedom to start business. Keep in mind that was only 2 years after the end of Cultural Revolution. In the next 30 years, a lot of people get rich for reaping the dividends, despite the fact they might just be ignorant piece of shit with nothing to lose. Those people get rich, they send their family to travel abroad as a nice treat, and that's how you start seeing them bring their rural habits to your country. Okay, if I'm saying being uneducated is the reason why Chinese people ignore the sign, you wonder how am I gonna explain why Chinese people shit right outside of the public restroom? Cause now you don't need no motherfucking knowledge to realize the proper shitting area is right next to you. And that brings out the real question. Does Chinese people shit in the public on purpose? Hell no, motherfuckers, they don't brains out shit. Except my third point. China's public service sucks so much ass. It sucks so bad that nobody have faith in the public restroom environment. Most public restrooms in China are filthy as fuck. People don't want to get into that nasty ass place. Nobody want to be treated like pigs. For people who shit right outside of the public restroom, at least they view the location of that restroom as the defecating area. It's like the garbage can is full, so you just drop your garbage right next to the garbage can. It's like a silence propaganda. If you don't provide a proper shitting area for us, we just shit right here. And based on my first and second point, you can only imagine what kind of mess those country-ass motherfuckers gonna make in the public restroom. And you know why those uneducated social workers ain't got much responsibility for their public service jobs. They're just trying to make a living. If you have been following me until this point, you should get a rough idea of why Chinese people choose to shit in public over shit in public restroom. But there's still something left out, like why would you allow kids to piss on dinner table? You're clearly challenging social decency by doing so. That's fucking intentional. And let me tell you something, that's not even the worst. Some parents allow kids to shit in other closed environments like on the bus, on the subway, even in the fucking studio. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in the next video, so stay tuned.